Hello everyone, myself Priya Rana, an intern in Vedic Dental College and Research Center, Daman. Here in this video, I am going to explain some spotters which are very frequently asked during examination. So, let's get into the video. First spotter is coffin spring. The important or the frequently asked question which we get is who designed the coffin spring? Walter Coffin, he designed the coffin spring in the year 1875. Indication of coffin spring are it is indicated in cases of narrow maxillary arch. Wire which is used for the construction is 1.25 mm hard SS wire. Effect of coffin spring is it will leads to slow dentoalveolar expansion, and the activation of the coffin spring is by opening of the U loop 1 to 2 mm at a time with the help of 3-prong plier. Now types of coffin spring is tear or the oval shape coffin spring and the diamond shape coffin spring.
Now we'll see what is coffin spring. This is the diamond shaped coffin spring in which the retentive are incorporated in the acrylic plate. The appliance gains its retention from the Adams class, which is placed on the first premolar and the premolar region or in the deciduous molars. The coffin spring is activated with the help of 3-prong plier. The one plier, two beaks present on one side and one beak present on another side. This is the plier which used for the activation of appliance. Now we'll see the activation of coffin spring. Coffin spring just activated manually by holding both the ends at the region of the clasp and pulling the side gently apart. The activation of the coffin spring of 1 to 2 mm at a time is considered as appropriate. And another activation is by placing the 3-prong plier, the two beaks placed inside and one beak placed outside of the appliance, and just by compressing or flattering the U loop or the omega loop, it will get activated and create the desired expansion of the appliance.
Next spotter is cord helix. Again, the frequently asked question is who designed the cord helix? Ricketts in the year 1975. Now, indications of the cord helix is narrow maxillary arch and the slow dentoalveolar expansion in adults. Now, what are the effects of cord helix? In adult, it brings about slow dentoalveolar expansion, but when it is used in children during the deciduous and the early mixed dentition period, a skeletal mid-palatal splitting can be achieved. The wire used is 1.25 mm hard SS wire. Now, activation of the cord helix is done just by adjusting the anterior bridge will leads to expansion of the molar region, and adjusting the posterior bridge will leads to the expansion in the premolar and the canine region.
Now we'll see what is cord helix and activation of cord helix. Cord helix consists of 4 helices, 2 in the anterior region and 2 in the posterior region. The wire which is present in the anterior region called anterior bridge, and the wire which is present in the posterior region called posterior bridge. And this is the outer arm which is placed in the lingual aspect of the canine, first premolar and second premolar, and it will shouldered with the molar bands. Now we'll see the how it will activate. This is the 3-prong plier which is used for the activation of cord helix. This is anterior bridge. By adjusting or by activation of the anterior bridge, it will expand the molar region like this, and by activating the posterior bridge, it will expand. We'll engage the 3-prong plier in the posterior bridge, and by activating the posterior bridge, The outer arm, it will expand in the premolar and the canine region. Quad helix we will use in case of the unilateral crossbite also.
Now, the next spotter is Haas Appliance. Haas Appliance is designed by Andrew Haas in the year 1961. The principle of the Haas Appliance is it generates the force that are capable of splitting the mid-palatal suture. Indications: narrow maxillary arch. Effects: it will create the rapid maxillary expansion, and the rate of expansion is the total force generated is 10 to 20 pounds and the expansion of 0.2 to 0.5 mm per day. The total expansion is 10 mm. Now activation schedule by Thames. He explained that up to the years of 15, the activation of the 90-degree morning and evening, and above the 15 years of age 45-degree 4 times per day. By Zimring and Isaacson, in young growing patient 2 turn each day for 4 to 5 days, later 1 turn per day till desired expansion. In non-growing patients 2 turn each day for first 2 days, then 1 turn per day for 5 to 7 days, and then 1 turn every alternate day till desired expansion.
This is Hess type appliance in which the first premolar and the molars of either side are bended. A thick stainless steel wire of 1 to 1.2 mm diameter is shouldered on the buccal and the lingual aspect that connects the premolar and the molar bands. The split palatal acrylic has a midline screw and that plate does not extend over the rugae area. Screw which is present and at the middle has central bossing with the 4 holes, and the holes receives a key that is used for the turns the screw. This is the activating key which is used to activate the screw. The activation key is usually rigid metal rod with the plastic handle. The key is inserted into the holes in the central bossing and turning of the screw by 90-degree, which equals to the 1/4 turn of the bossing, exposes another hole.
Next spotter is bonded hyrax. The most frequently asked question is differentiate between the bonded hyrax and the banded hyrax. In banded hyrax, it comprises of acrylic splint that covers the posterior teeth, and the arms of the hyrax appliance attached to the cap splints on the either side. While in case of banded hyrax, it have the bands on the first premolar and the molars, and the arm of expansion screw shoulder to the bands. Next question is type of expansion. It is tooth bond fixed appliance. Tooth bond appliance means it allow the force to be applied directly on the tooth instead of tissue. While in case of tooth and tissue bond appliances, it will allow the force to be applied directly to the tooth as well as to the tissue. Now, effect of the bonded hyrax is it will leads to the rapid dentoalveolar expansion, and the rate of expansion is 10 to 20 pounds force, 0.2 to 0.5 mm expansion per day. And the advantage of the bonded hyrax is it will leads to limited chairside time. Now, next spotter is banded hyrax. As I explained in the previous slide, banded hyrax comprise of bands which is present on first premolar and the molar, and the arms of the expansion screw shoulder to the bands. Now, indication of the banded hyrax is it is indicated in cases of narrow constricted arch. Effect of banded hyrax is rapid maxillary expansion, and the type of appliance is Again, it is tooth bond fixed appliance, and the advantage of the banded Hyrax is it facilitate oral hygiene because it will cause limited gingival coverage. This is how the banded Hyrax work or the activating in the patient's mouth. It will comprise of a screw which is present in the mid-palatal suture, a keyhole and an inserting key which will give the 90-degree turn for exposing the another hole for the further activation. After activation, the desired expansion has been carried out. Next spotter is unilateral expansion appliance. In this spotter, the most frequently asked viva question is who is the father of expansion? So Emerson C. Angel is the father of expansion and he gave the concept of expansion in the year 1860. The unilateral expansion appliance is indicated in the cases of unilateral crossbite. It is a type of slow maxillary appliances and the rate of expansion is 0.5 to 1 mm per week and force applied of 2 to 4 pounds, and the type of anchorage is stationary anchorage. Now what is stationary anchorage? Stationary anchorage is application of the force that tends to displace the anchorage unit bodily in plane of space in which the force is being applied. This is unilateral expansion appliance in which jack screw is placed unilaterally. इसमें कैसा होगा कि एक एंकरेज यूनिट रहेगा जिसके हेल्प के थ्रू जहाँ पे हम लोग को एक्सपांशन चाहिए वहाँ पे एक्सपांशन होगा. ये एक्टिवेटिंग की है जो हम लोग जो की होल है उसमें इंसर्ट करके फुल टर्न देंगे जिसकी वजह से ये प्लेट जो है वो एक्सपांड होगी और डिज़ायर एक्सपांशन हम लोग को मिलेगा. Next spotter is expansion appliance with jack screw in the transverse direction. In this, the first question is what is pitch of screw? Pitch of screw is nothing but one complete turn is equal to how much mm of expansion has been carried out. In this, turning or the activation of 90 degree which is equal to 1/4 of turn of the bossing exposes the another hole of the central bossing for the further activation. In an expansion screw, it will comprise of 4 holes in the central bossing. By giving the 90-degree activation, it will lead to 1/4 turn which is equal to 0.25 mm of expansion. So, by giving the complete 4 turn or the 360-degree activation, how much mm of expansion it will create? It just a simple maths. एक complete turn देने पे वो 0.25 mm का वो एक्सपांशन कर रहा है तो 4 कंप्लीट टर्न देने पे वो कितना mm का एक्सपांशन करेगा. सो 0.25 into 4 which is equal to 1 or the 2 mm of expansion it will create. Now indications, it will indicated in cases of posterior crossbite, cleft palate with the collapsed maxillary arch and also with the reverse pull headgear. Contraindications, single tooth crossbite, vertical grower with the steep mandibular plane angle, and the type of anchorage is reciprocal anchorage. Reciprocal anchorage. Reciprocal anchorage is the two teeth or the group of teeth of equal anchorage value are made to move in the opposite direction. This is the expansion appliance in which the jack screw is placed in the mid-palatal suture area. By activating the screw by giving the full turn, it will activate and carried out the expansion in the transverse direction. That's all for this video. Hope you guys like this video. If this video is helpful for you, hit the like button and do subscribe this channel. Thank you.